Hey, welcome again, guys, to mabwear.bigmedia and another episode of Talk Keep Them Talking. Welcome. Now, guys, as usual, I want to give a big shout out to those who have been supporting the channel. Those who have found, it not too busy to stop and just give me a listening ear. My videos are not very long. They're probably I think the longest video I have maybe is probably half an hour, but I try to keep them very short and concise. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for, giving me just a few moments of your time, and I really appreciate that. Now, today, before I go any further, there's something that I want to do. I want to, just big up. I played in a tournament recently. I can't remember the name of the tournament though. For some reason that has eluded me. But it was a 7-a-side tournament. The team I represented was called Ambassadors for Christ. It's not a Christian-driven tournament, but the team that I played with was represented by mostly men of faith. Yes, so we played in the tournament and we won a finals the other day, and this is what I have to show. Yes, take a look, guys. Yep, this is what I have to show. This is the winning medal. I scored. My contribution was, I think it was 6 goals. I had a few assists. We played 13 games, I think. Yes, 13 games. But the most important thing is that we came away the victors. We won that tournament. Now, yes, so that's certainly, and these are small achievements. These are small achievements that sometimes we overlook, and I'm these days I'm not overlooking anything. If Pele could consider to count the friendly games that he's played as a part of his goal tally, so then I should not overlook anything at all. So I'm not overlooking this, all right? So a big shout out to the guys at Ambassador for Christ, and thanking them for inviting me to play with them. And yes, looking forward to more seasons if we can stay injury free. I must say it wasn't too difficult, but given your age and all of that, not that I'm old, but not playing on a regular basis, you're going to have injuries here and there. Yeah, so cheers. Now to the meat of the matter, guys. So I want to tell a story, and it's a backstory, which will lead me into really what I want to talk about, a certain young lady, right? So without giving it away, let me just tell you my story. So, and I love telling stories, guys. I don't make up stories, though I love to tell them. My friends would always say to me that, boy, you always have a story to tell, but this just shows that, I don't take anything for granted, and I believe that every moment has the potential to be, a truly can be a truly memorable story or a memorable event. All right, so with that said, guys, let me tell you my story. All right, guys, so now a few years back, while I was living and working in Jamaica, I worked with what I would call a prestigious. I worked in a prestigious institution, and the department I worked with was tasked with the responsibility to provide emergency medical service for the JFF. Yes, I've said it. So to work with the JFF. Now, the JFF, this moment, you know, in history, should I say, they were hosting a tournament. As I remember it, it was a tournament for, I think it was under 15 girls. Yes. And the location was down there in Uchras. I remember it I remember it quite vividly, like it was yesterday. It was in Uchras. There were about 3. I don't remember everything though I remember some things very vividly. I don't remember every single detail. But there were about 3 to 4 teams, and Jamaica was represented. Now, and this is where I believe the unveiling of this young lady. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Khadijah Bunny Shaw. This is where Khadijah Bunny Shaw was unveiled. Yeah, and where I crossed paths with her. I remember attending to her after she got a knock, and I remember complimenting her because I was truly captivated by this very short, stocky, very slow, noticeably slow player. But what was quite impressive about her was how she would run off the ball, how she would hold up the ball, and her skills, and most notably the fact that she had a very good kick. She could kick the ball very far, and it I guess it not only me, it drew the attention of everybody that was there watching the girls, and you could hear the whispers around the ground. Everybody took notice of her talent. And yes, so this is where I crossed paths with Khadijah Bunny Shaw. Now looking back, it's crazy, it's amazing, because you never know who you will come in contact with at what point in time. So therefore, the lesson here is that never take anything or anyone for granted, because you never know where life will take them. You know what I mean? And so, so I look back with fondness, as it pertains to that. That is where, my path crossed with Khadijah Bunny Shaw, and I hedged that in my memory. That is certainly something that I won't forget. Now, let's move on to know, why I did this video. And it's to give, some, to acknowledge rather, what she has done this season, past season, and this season. All right, so stick around for that. Okay, guys, so we're talking about women's football. Over the years, we have, it hasn't grown exponentially, but we can say it is growing incrementally and enough to grab the attention of many around the world. And I must say that I think the viewership certainly is growing. The women's game, it certainly doesn't have the hype and the icons, that the icons, the likes of the men's game. But there are a few noticeable female players, might I say, making a great impact in the sport of soccer, felt around the world. One of those persons, or one such person, should I say, is our beloved Jamaican, Khadijah Bunny Shaw. So Khadijah Bunny Shaw is making waves in the world of women's soccer, creating some very impressive stats for herself this season. The 27-year-old Bunny Shaw has been very impressive. Her goal-scoring feat and overwhelming achievements this season has caused the media to dub her as the record-breaking forward wherever she goes. And it appears that goal-scoring records seems to be a pet peeve of her. We see, looking back when she was in college, she was also the top goal scorer in all championships. So and previously, while she was in the French Division 1, she was also the top league goal scorer in 2020-21 season, and this has followed her up, leading up into her 2023-2024 season with Manchester City. Now guys, some of the awards, impressive awards that Bunny Shaw has racked up this season. One is the PFA Player of the Year award. Now this award is given to her by her peers. So these are the players that would have applied their trade in the same league, who would have been asked who they thought is and who is worthy of this award, and they all said that Bunny Shaw would have been the one who is most impressive and who is deemed to receive this award. She also won the WSL, the Women's Super League Golden Boots, racking up an impressive 21 goals over 18 appearances. My. Yes. And on her way to doing that, she also broke the long-standing Manchester City goal-scoring record, scoring 75 goals over 87 appearances. And the player to whom she flew by is also I think it's also a Manchester City legend. Her name is Georgia Stanway, an English midfielder, and the record that she held was 67 goals. But noticeably, guys, I must say that what we see Bunny Shaw doing here is quite noticeable, because this is something we see icons like Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. These are the records that they have edged and put in the history books, and so certainly Bunny Shaw will be going down as a history maker, very noticeable. She also won the Women's Super League Player of the Season, and I must note that this award is given, to her and the decision to give her this award is made not just by anybody. It's the coaches and the administrative staffs around the league who decided that she was certainly the player deserving of this award. So yes, guys, so here we have it. Bunny Shaw is making waves in the world of female soccer. For me though, what is most noticeable about Bunny Shaw's performance this season is her 51 goals. 51 goals, 15 more than anyone. When I was doing the research, I was just mind blown by it, 15 more than anyone else was has been able to manage to do 51 goals. Let that just marinate for a moment. Yeah, let's just marinate over that a little. Right, guys. So after that has marinated, let me just say that it's a jaw-dropping achievement. You know what I mean? The closest player to her was a player called, I think, Sam Kerr. It's the Australian Chelsea striker who was a brilliant, who is, I must say, a brilliant player. You know what I mean? But she was only able to do, like, I think 37 goals. You know, so Bunny Shaw has blown her away. You know what I mean? Scoring 51 goals in 57 games. 51 goals in 57 games. That is scoring a goal every 83 minutes on the pitch. Now tell me, guys, if that isn't impressive, you know, I'm sure, we would have lost words to describe how mind-blowing, Bunny Shaw's performance, has been, overdoing it. But, you know what I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? She certainly deserves, all the merit and, all the accolades, and should be duly celebrated, especially, might I say, because she's from a tiny island in the Caribbean called Jamaica, home to about 3 million stars. And I say stars because, every Jamaican consider themselves to be a star, you know what I mean? And, this must be noted also, is that we don't have much resources, but, where we lack in resources, we make up with talent. And as our Jamaican folklore, would say, we little but we talawa. Certainly so. So Khadijah Shaw has made us certainly proud, so, we're here to give her flowers. So might I just say it officially that we at mabwear.bigmedia, Khadijah, is acknowledging your contribution and your performance over this season. And, we hope for a much better season. You know what I mean? Set your hats higher, you know what I mean, so that you can set, other targets and goals, you know what I mean. And I must say, as a father who has a daughter that plays the sport, you know what I mean, I certainly have taken notice of what, she has been doing. And as I said before, we have crossed paths. So, I am certainly proud of that. So guys, I just wanted to stop here and to just say that, give my few cents on Khadijah Bunny Shaw. Certainly working up herself to be a legend in the sport of soccer, and a Jamaican legend at that. So just to say again, guys, if you like the video, just like, share, and subscribe, please. You know what I mean? So walk good. See you next time. Best of yourself.